You aren't lazy. You're just not trained to handle discomfort yet. Now, most people think their problem is motivation, discipline, or willpower, but it isn't. The real issue is that the moment something feels uncomfortable, you try to get away from it, and that habit quietly makes life harder than it needs to be. If you've ever said, I know what I should do, I just can't seem to stick with it, stay with me, because in this video, I'm going to show you why avoiding discomfort makes problems grow instead of shrink. And I'm going to teach you a simple 4-step tool called the STOP method that interrupts stress and panic in about 60 seconds. My name is Sadak Ben Khalifa. I'm the author of Small Moves, Big Momentum, and I focus on teaching practical tools that help people handle pressure better, think more clearly, and follow through without burning themselves out. So let's start by naming the real problem. Discomfort, it's a part of life. Stress, frustration, worry, boredom, sadness, tension, none of those things are signs that something is wrong with you. They're normal human experiences. The problem starts when you try to dodge them. Discomfort dodging means doing anything you can to escape the feeling you don't like. That might look like procrastinating when a task feels heavy, or snapping at someone when you feel tense. Maybe it's reaching for food, your phone, or distractions to calm yourself down. Or worse, quitting too early just to make the feeling stop. Now, dodging works for a moment because you feel the relief, but the problem doesn't go away. It comes back even stronger. And now your brain has learned something extremely dangerous, that discomfort is something you can't handle. And over time, this changes how you experience life. Small problems, they start to feel overwhelming. You react faster, you feel on edge more often, or you start telling yourself stories like, I can't deal with this, or something's wrong with me. Now, none of that means that you're weak. It means that your tolerance for tension just hasn't been trained yet. Think of your ability to handle stress like a glass. If you have a small glass, even a little stress fills it quickly and spills over. That's when you start to feel overwhelmed much faster. But if you have a big glass, the same amount of stress fits without overflowing. So here's the key. The goal is not to remove stress from your life, because that's impossible. The goal is to make the glass bigger. And most people try to solve stress by avoiding it, but that keeps your glass small. What actually builds tolerance is learning how to stay with discomfort without panicking or escaping. Your brain doesn't like this at first, because its job is to protect you, and it treats emotional discomfort like it's some sort of danger. It sends a signal saying, get away from this now. But that response is useful for real threats like being chased by a tiger. It's not useful for your feelings. Emotional discomfort isn't dangerous because it won't harm you. It rises, it peaks, and then it falls on its own if you don't interfere with it. But when you avoid it, you teach your brain to sound the alarm faster next time. That's how stress grows instead of shrinking. And this is where self-doubt starts to creep in. Because people with low tolerance for discomfort often think, I shouldn't feel this way, or other people can handle this better than I can. Those thoughts, they're not facts. They're learned reactions. But the good news is that tolerance can be trained. And now, I want to show you a simple way to interrupt the stress response in real time. This is called the STOP method. And when you notice stress rising, do this. First, say the sentence out loud in your head 4 times. I don't like how this feels. Second, say the word stop, but say it clearly because this is what causes that interruption. And third, say this sentence 4 times. I don't like this, but I can handle it. Then act slowly and deliberately. Lower your shoulders, slow your breathing, choose your next action instead of reacting. And that's it. That's how profound this stuff is. This works because you are doing 2 things at once. You're acknowledging discomfort instead of fighting it, and you're teaching your nervous system that the feeling is not an emergency. At first, this is going to feel awkward, but that's normal because you're retraining a habit your brain has practiced for years. The goal is not to make discomfort disappear. The goal is to stay present without panicking or escaping. Each time you do that, your tolerance glass gets a little bit bigger. And that's where real change happens. When you stop dodging discomfort, you stop creating extra stress. Your reactions slow down, your confidence grows, not because life got easier, but because you can handle it better. Discomfort will fade on its own, but avoiding it, that's what creates the cycle that keeps you stuck. Now that you have the STOP method, the next step is training it daily. Click on the next video to learn the simple routine that builds a bigger tolerance glass and makes this skill automatic over time. I'll see you there.